Greetings, Air Acolytes, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Breaking Wind, a Last Airbender podcast. I'm your host, Jason Roy-Gaston, and the man to my side is the one, the only, the resplendent VHS Jace. Hello, good sir.
The worst episode is still superior than everything else that I've seen on television recently, and this episode is at its heights.
Yes, I have to agree. I'm thinking of a certain TV show, a certain adaptation that was released on a certain streaming service that we watched all episodes of, and I got to thinking the other day, and I think that arguably The Great Divide is probably the worst episode of Avatar so far. Leagues better than the best that the streaming reboot did. And I don't really think the reboot was that bad. It definitely had some flaws, but this is definitely the superior series. And we will see with this episode, Chapter 8 of Book 2, The Chase. This is whenever they're looking for that special Funko Pop. But Azula wants to get it first and burn it in front of them because that's just how she is. She doesn't even like Funko Pops. She just wants to destroy
Cut
it.
the head open to see if the brain is inside.
They do have brains, kids. Chop open all of your Funkos.
There are some that do, though.
Shake them first. Shake them first. If there's no sound, cut it open to make sure.
If you dare take it out of its box.
What do you mean? I take them all out of my box.
Yeah, me too. But
if I don't take them out of their boxes, how can I play with them?
Mate, it's like sometimes you go into certain houses, you just see walls of boxes.
I'm looking at all my Green Lanterns and Kubo and Monkey and Han Solo and the Creep from Creepshow all staring at me like, why did you take us out of our boxes? I do have a few in boxes though, but one of them is valued at about $600 and it's staying in its box.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Hatbox Ghost, you're not going anywhere.
Yep. I open everything with the same joy and glee as I did when I was 5.
Yes, me too. But not Hatbox Ghost. It's staying. Yeah, it's in its box. Please let me out. No, no. You're my
Either way, what show are we
plan.
talking about?
Was it Gargoyle? No, this is Avatar. Let's begin. So we start out with Toph has joined the group in earnest, and they're being nice and gross because Appa's shedding, and so they're making wigs and mustaches and armpit hairs out of it. And Katara does not really care for this because she kind of sees Toph as somebody who's not pulling her weight. She's kind of lazy and she only cares about herself. And, you know, that's within Toph's character because Toph's character is a spoiled little rich girl who's off on an adventure. So the two are kind of getting into a little tizzy with each other. But they can't tizzy too long because Toph and her toffee senses are sensing that something is on the way.
Okay, it's a new ability I hadn't thought of, but it makes total sense and it's great. She's like their radar.
She is. She can hear things coming. She's like Daredevil. I have a cat who's using my leg as a scratching post. Excuse me. Oh, hello.
Yes, we know what you think of the episode. You loved it as well.
First blood goes to Murder Bean. Whoa. My gosh, that really hurt. That hurt really very much bad. The only pain I could think of is seeing this mechanical monster heading my direction. That is terrifying. It's like a train with no tracks. It's like, what if Mad Max and Christine got together and had a baby? And that would be it right there. The murder mobile. Azula's murder mobile.
We don't know that straight off the bat, though.
Oh, we know it's Azula.
Oh, I didn't. I was stupid.
Gee, I wonder who that could be in the big armored fire-breathing bullet mobile heading our way. Could it be Iroh?
Yeah, no, but you know, in the moment, I'm like, who's that? What's coming at them? What's this threat? What's this all about? And then as soon as it's revealed, I'm like, you idiot, Jason. Of course it was her. But yeah, at the moment, I was like, wow, who is this? So,
yeah, well, it hasn't been revealed to our friends at the moment because now we begin the chase part of the chase because they basically get on Appa and they ride Appa silly trying to get ahead of this killdozer that is chasing them. and they can't. No matter where they go, the killdozer comes after them. It's like It Follows. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but it's an amazing movie about a girl who gets cursed by a demon, and the demon always takes the form of just some random person who's just walking towards them. And it's like that old internet question about the snail. There's a snail that's going to follow you everywhere. What do you do if it touches you once? You die. What do you do? It's easy. I pay $100 to capture the snail in a jar and put it into a box filled with concrete, and then dump the concrete in the ocean. That's it. That's simple. Let the snail get out of there.
Not that you've thought about it at all. So not that
no, I haven't thought about it at all. You know what? Better yet, don't dump it in the ocean. Instead of concrete, use clear acrylic. Clear acrylic resin. Put that box in the middle of a room and pay somebody to watch the box. That's it. That's all.
Okay.
You've beaten the snail. Every now and again, I'll come in. I'll knock on the box and say, "Hey, Mr. Snail, do you know where I am now? I know where you are." And then, of course, the snail would expand like a balloon, break the thing, and like smack me in the face, and that would be the end of me, because it's hubris. So yes,
can I just quickly say though, what I love about also the chase is it's dueling ticking clocks. You have the tension of something trying to catch you, and at the same time, the heroes have their own problems. So there's two ticking clocks going on. They're being chased by this thing, and they're running out of their own energy.
Yes.
And I love those dual things are happening at the same time, because it amps it all up. You know what I mean?
It's not even that they're running out of energy; it's that their mode of transportation is running out of energy, because you basically have the John Henry versus the mechanical engine. You got the killdozer coming after him, and then you've got poor old Appa, who's just trying his best to stay in front of them, and he just can't. The poor guy, he just can't. This is this episode is like the second most sorry you'll feel for Appa all season. But moving on. Toph suggests that they stop and that they fight whoever it is in the killdozer, because now it's 3-on-3.
Yeah.
I love
He didn't take it hard at all, did he? He
did not. He did not. And I'm looking here and I'm seeing that most of my images are missing, but that is okay. It's fine. I didn't need them anyway. But the drivers of the killdozer get out, and we find out that it is Azula and May and Ty Lee. They are on the tail of Team Avatar, and they're tracking them somehow, and we don't know how. But after a short fight where Toph's masterful earthbending is basically blasted through within seconds, which I think would be very humbling for Toph, they take off again and they continue the chase.
Question.
Yes.
Question about Azula's power.
Yes.
It's blue flame now, right? She's got blue flame, but also
it's
lightning ability.
Yeah, it is lightning. Her fire has always been blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, yeah. Okay. Yeah, don't ask me.
So that's not a new thing.
It is not a new thing, no.
Okay, but the lightning's still fairly new.
The lightning is still fairly new. That's a brand new ability that she has unlocked by downloading DLC.
That means basically Katara's useless against it.
Yeah,
water's a pretty good conductor, right? So if the lightning hit her, wouldn't it just go straight through the water and fry her? I'm thinking. I'm no scientist, nor school teacher.
Sorry, I had a weird song going off in my head just now. I don't know if that was real or if it was just in my brain.
Okay.
My brain is just like my brain is just like my internet browser. There's too many tabs open, and I have no idea where the music's coming from. So, moving on before anything else weird happens, because this has been a show of tangents. Yeah. They land, and basically all of the tension in the group comes to a head because Toph says the reason why they've been following us and finding us is because Appa is shedding, you idiots. Number one, I really appreciate it was something simple. It was something simple. And they told us at the beginning, and we're just like, hey, I wonder if they have a tracking device on board. I wonder if Momo is a spy. No, Appa's shedding. That's it. That's all there is.
Yeah. And again, I feel stupid. Because I didn't see it coming. This whole episode makes me feel stupid.
I know. But this leads to I think it's just some great writing because number one, if you want to make Aang mad, you go through his friends. And Toph
Oh.
goes through one of his best friends in the world and blames everything on Appa. And Aang says, we're not carrying your weight. Appa is literally carrying your weight. How dare you? How dare you insult him like this? And you know what? Aang has a point.
You got a good point.
Aang has a dang good point because who the heck does Toph think she is right now? Because she has been a brat on this trip.
Yeah.
But speaking of brats, oh, Toph takes off, by the way. But speaking of brats, we got Zuko again. The Killdozer is chasing the gang, but Zuko is chasing the Killdozer.
Yeah.
It's a chase
That's
within a
cool.
chase within a chase within a chase, and I really like that.
Brilliant.
Aang is having some regrets because he chased off his earthbending master. But before they can do anything,
I think I've upgraded some of Aang's animation in this episode. In the opening sequences too, where he's kind of happy. It's just the way they drew his eyes, which I loved.
There are so many exaggerated stills in this episode. So I think they call it the chibi animation, where everything's kind of over exaggerated and cute. It's everywhere here, and I think it's great. I also enjoyed the bath of Appa. That their entire problem could be solved just by giving this big, huge sky bison a bath. I'm going to give my Pomeranian a bath and see how many of its problems I solve. One of the best meetings so far is that Toph happens upon Uncle Iroh, who is chasing Zuko. So just so we're keeping track here.
Okay.
The gang is being chased by the Killdozer. The Killdozer is being chased by Zuko. And Zuko is being chased by Iroh.
Okay.
It's a chase within a chase within a chase within a chase. And
Again,
I
brilliant.
love that. The gang go their separate ways because they're trying to throw Azula and the Sisters of Mayhem off their tail. And May and Ty Lee go and chase Appa and Sokka and Katara. And one of the coolest things, whenever the lizards run on water,
we've got a few lizards here.
You got the Jesus lizards down there, don't you?
Yeah, and it's awesome. And they pretty well animated pretty correctly because I was laughing hysterically in that moment. Because when they were going, we're safe. And I'm like, as soon as they said they're safe, I'm like, but they're reptiles. How are they safe?
Yeah, they're not safe.
They're not. The obvious thing would they go underwater, but they just do their thing and they just skip across the water. I love it.
You know, the thing that I didn't get, what I did not understand is that whenever they were being chased by the Killdozer, that seemed to be the perfect time to go across water. Just find an ocean, find a big lake. That's it. Killdozer can't chase you across water. That's not how Killdozers work.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember early on in the episode, they haven't even made a visual yet, had they?
Nope. But they did later. And did they?
Yeah,
did they go across the water? Nope. It should have been, it's made of metal. Let's go across water. Okay.
Yeah.
But no. Come to think of it, if they just gone across an ocean, they would have just left them behind. They wouldn't have even followed them.
But
anyway,
I bet you Azula would have that covered. She would have a little armada.
She would probably have a kill boat or something like the ghost ship. And that woman.
She's so mean.
She never stops. You want to know who else never stops? Zuko.
Oh, yes.
Zuko never stops. So Aang went to an abandoned village to face Azula because he just wanted to stop. He's like, I'm tired. Just stop. Just come after me.
We're back in Ghost Town Western mode here.
Great gag, I think. It's like, oh, I see you don't see the family resemblance. All I care is about honor, and I have no personality. You can laugh. It's funny. Oh, she's such a psycho, and I love it. But Zuko unexpectedly shows up to take on Azula. And then, quite unexpectedly, Sokka and Katara and Toph and Iroh all show up to take on Azula.
We get our Avengers moment.
It is an Avengers moment. Dun, 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 dun. They
Yeah.
even all fire their weapons at Azula.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed this or not. Zoom in and enhance.
What is
Sokka
that?
can fight. That's Sokka's boomerang.
Oh, it's Sucker's Boomerang. Yeah.
It's right there. Yeah,
That's
he
excellent.
chucks that boomerang. You know what?
That's
Sokka can
excellent.
fight. You know, they're just like, Sokka, you can't fight. I can fight. Yeah, he fights just fine. Azula disappears, but Uncle Iroh has been injured severely, and Zuko is not very happy. He doesn't let them help him. He just says, "Go away, leave us alone, leave me alone." And the episode ends with Zuko and Iroh back together. Iroh is not in great shape, but they are back together, and the gang finally gets some well-deserved rest. And that is episode whatever it was. Oh my gosh, I gotta look. Episode 8, The Chase of Season 2, Earth.
There are some really wonderful things in this episode. I really, really enjoyed myself with this one. And one of them, too, is also just seeing our characters all be pushed to breaking point because of the lack of sleep. And they all get their moment of freaking out, which I love. And that adds an extra layer of difficulty in their current journey. That end with Zuko, when he screams and it's like a wave of fire, like, go away. Goes to show how much love he has for him, but also there's still certain elements about Zuko that he hasn't grown up. Like, logically speaking, even though he was very emotional, they can help. They could have helped. And he selfishly didn't allow it, and he was being selfish in that moment. But I really love the depth of this show, Jason. Is just beyond belief.
Great.
And this is, as for a chase episode, this is a fresh take on a chase episode because everybody's chasing everybody. And like I also said, the dual aspect of, the fact that you've got something chasing you from a physical realm, they've had to battle in themselves on an emotional sense. It's all kind of happening. I don't know if this is my favorite so far. I keep saying it every week, but I think it's my favorite episode of the season so far.
It's really good, and like you said, it all builds up to an unexpected Avengers moment. I have seen an episode like this before, and I actually just did a quick Google to see which one came first. But the Battlestar Galactica reboot did an episode called 33, in which they have this ability to leap through space. Well, every 33 minutes they would leap through space, and then 33 minutes later, the enemy ships would show up, and it was the same thing. Everybody was tired. Everybody's nerves were
brilliant.
I checked to see which one came first, and it actually turns out that the Battlestar Galactica episode came first.
Yeah.
I don't think Avatar was like ripping them off or anything. No. I just thought it was very interesting that we had 2 episodes that would have been produced around the same time because it takes a while to animate these episodes, coming up with about the same plot, and both of them are incredibly excellent episodes. So.
And executed very differently, I would say.
Very much so.
I know that episode of Battlestar very well, and to me, that is, if you're looking at your top 3 episodes of Battlestar Galactica, to me, that deserves a place in the top 3 because it was so inventive and new approach to a chase scenario. But yeah, hey man, pretty good bedfellow as far as I'm concerned when it comes to quality.
I agree. And speaking of good bedfellows, that is such a weird. That was such a weird segue. Why did you let me do that?
I don't know.
Next, oh my god! Why? I need to be kept on a short leash. I don't understand why you let me talk. So speaking of letting the tired catch up with me, my goodness. Our next episode is called Bitter Work.
Bitter Work.
And I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what it's about. So we'll see.
Find out.
Bitter Work. I think that's what you call me up at my place of employment, is just the bitter worker.
Well, it feels like they're doing something they don't want to do. Maybe that's...
Perhaps so. Maybe they got to earn some money.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, he's going to join us at some point, doesn't he? He has to learn actually to be an Airbender at some point. Maybe that's the bit of work.
Maybe that's it. Maybe Toph is just a bad teacher. I think Toph would be a
Ooh,
very patient teacher, and she'd be very understanding and totally
yeah,
wouldn't belittle him.
yeah. No, I can't imagine that at all.
Anyway, be sure to join us for that next week. And if you would be so kind, please check out the video description below for instructions on how you can become a Patreon to this channel. You can help fund all of the fun, dumb stuff that we like to do here. And something brand new that you can try is becoming a channel member. You become a channel member, you get your own little emoji, and it's absolutely cute and adorable. And you get these videos earlier than anybody else does. So you will not be spoiled by shenanigans from other people. And of course, for myself and for my friend VHS Jace, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week on Breaking Wind, a Last Airbender podcast.
See you guys. We just ran out of jokes this week. We don't know what to do.
I don't even know who you are anymore. I feel like I'm being chased by a killdozer and several crazy women and Uncle Iroh and Zuko and Sleep and just yeah. That word salad. Words. More words. Eh.